Buenas noches. It is an honor to celebrate this 10th annual ceremony recognizing Angelenos on the front lines of social justice. As we work together to build a stronger future for LA, it is important we come together to celebrate our diversity and our rich history. At the forefront of that history is the life and legacy of my friend Bert Corona, a pioneer who embodied the mindset that without struggle there was no progress to be had. Tonight we honor his legacy, one of hope and progress, of dreams turned into reality through hard work, faith, and perseverance. The awards tonight showcase the mission of a man who started a movement that still lives on through all of us. And it is my great honor to acknowledge one of this year's award recipients, Ron Herrera, Local 396 Secretary-Treasurer and the Western Region International Vice President of the Teamsters. Ron has dedicated his life to advocating for working families in both California and across the country. Here in Los Angeles, Ron and the Teamsters of 396 have shown great support for raising the minimum wage in the city of Los Angeles. Because of your support and leadership, last week the council voted and instructed the city attorney to draft an ordinance to raise the minimum wage here in LA. It is the legacy of leaders like Bert Corona and those like Ron Herrera who have carried the torch that we are now onto our way of lifting 1 million Angelenos out of poverty. But as we celebrate how far we've come, let's remember a lot of work still remains. While we in Los Angeles are ready to give working men and women a raise, let's remember that there are still as many as 11 million undocumented workers in this country vulnerable to exploitation. All work deserves dignity, respect, and fair treatment. And until that truth is reflected in every community across this great country, our work remains unfinished. So thank you for being here and carrying on the Corona legacy. My hope for our city, our community, and our familia is that Si Se Puede can one day become Se Pudo y Se Hizo. Thank you so much.
I'd like to introduce, to come on up and say a few words, the Vice President of Local 398 Teamsters, Javier Bonales.
Hello everyone, buenas noches a todos. Yeah, my name is Javier Bonales, Teamster Local 396 Vice President. But that title doesn't mean anything if I don't belong to an organization that helped me out to my life. If I don't belong to a group of people that work so hard in bringing me up to here, in front of you, and be who I am. Soy una persona que ha tratado de ser lo mejor. Esto no hubiera sido posible si no estuviera delante de los compañeros que trabajan conmigo. Y juntos venimos aquí a celebrar y dar las gracias a la Hermandad Mexicana por su labor, por su trabajo, por su conducta con todos los inmigrantes y hacer crecer esta familia para el mejor futuro de nuestros hijos. Together with Angelina. Angelina, gracias por todo. Hard-working woman. I met her in my office, and I can tell just by listening to what she's saying, what a great job you do helping out families. Gracias en honor de nosotros, de los Teamsters de Local 396, y en el nombre de todos los miembros. Gracias, y siempre estaremos agradecidos de todo esto. Ron Herrera para mí es una persona que me ha guiado por el camino que ha hecho lo que yo ahora soy. Quiero tomar esta oportunidad para agradecerle. I met Ron Herrera in the early 2000s, and as an immigrant, I came here to this country in 1980. And as an immigrant, you run into people, good people, not too good people. But I was lucky enough to run into Ron Herrera, and he changed my life. Allá cerca del año 2000. Cambió mi vida. En el año 2003 me pide estar junto a su grupo de colaboradores. Gracias a Dios y el conocimiento de Ron Herrera, he seguido el camino para servir y ayudar a nuestros miembros de unión. Muchos están aquí presentes, también del staff. Many of us staff members are present here in honoring Ron Herrera. Thank you again for the opportunity, Angelina, Hermandad Mexicana, and looking forward to help and continue to help those that need the most. Ron Herrera keeps reminding me, Javier, tenemos que hacer más. Javier, tenemos que haciendo esto por la causa, por los latinos. Ron will never stop. Para los inmigrantes, para los ciudadanos, para las familias. Como Hermandad Mexicana, we have to do more and more and more. We'll never stop. Gracias a todos, Ron Herrera, and the honor, I'm happy for you, man, from the bottom of my heart. Gracias a todos.
Very well. One more. Okay, I have the pleasure of introducing a very good friend of mine, a gentleman, muy elegante todo el tiempo, but he's always there helping our people whenever they ask him, whether it's an individual church, nonprofit, he's always there. Please welcome President and Business Manager of Local 300, Sergio Rascon. We have 2 Wonder Women, we have 3 Wonder Men, and I hope Hollywood takes notice of that.
I thought he was talking about somebody else. Thank you, Jerry. Obviously, we have a great man behind me here when it comes to, the issues that affect the working families and communities and everything else. And of course, we'll talk about that later because we're actually starting the war, and we're going to get there. But I just wanted to say that, in listening to, some of the ladies and gentlemen that became citizens and all that, I mean, that's actually what Hermandad Mexicana is all about, helping people get to where we should be, and so that we can be accounted for, so that we can be participants of the of this great country when it comes to making the difference. Many of us have at one time said, what for? It doesn't matter. My vote doesn't count. This is where we go wrong. This is why, as we keep on thinking that way, and perhaps we become citizens, but then we get into our minds that our vote does not count. This is what we're wrong. Our vote does count. Because no matter what happens in an election, the fact that we participated, it means a lot because we keep on adding. And when the time comes, we will be victorious. And that's why I was very happy to hear, that, the movement, and we've got a lot of things that we push also. And of course, the legacy of Bert Corona. Again, my friend and I were talking about that. He brought out something that in reading the Bible, if he was, if he lived today, it's exactly what's happening now that what he was talking years ago. So esta es algo que me emociona a mí en cuestión de lo que se estaba escuchando ahorita de las personas que se hicieron ciudadanos relacionado con lo que Hermandad Mexicana hace con nuestra comunidad, con nuestra gente, en ayudar a que lleguen a un lugar donde se merecen el respeto y ser respetados por el hecho de participar en este gran país. Y la única manera es de ejercer ese derecho. ¿Cómo vamos a ejercerlo? La única manera que lo vamos a ejercer es participando y haciendo valer el voto. He dicho muchas veces que nuestra gente, y a lo mejor algunos de nosotros en algún tiempo, llegamos a una forma de decir, ¿para qué votar si el voto no cuenta? De todos modos hacen lo que les da su... No puedo decirla, ¿verdad? Pero nosotros tenemos que decir, no es así. Simplemente es algo que se va agregando para que cuando el día llegue, la diferencia se va a hacer. Y eso tenemos que seguir hacia adelante. Hay muchísimas cosas que podemos hablar. But at this time, I tell you, I am so, I'm honored that I was given the opportunity to say a few words about a good friend, which in many ways follows the legacy of a great man like Bert Corona. And, I want to say that I've known Ron for many, many years. It seems like it. Lately, we've been working together and we've been, very time comes and he's got to put his opinion on the table. Believe me, it is a strong opinion and makes a big difference as to what he stands for. And that, I have a lot of respect for him. We're looking forward to working together in many ways because he believes in the many things that those of us as leaders, our opportunity, the honor, the privilege that we are given by the working people so that we can represent them. And if we ever forget that, then we shouldn't be representatives of those people, because then once we start thinking outside the obligations that we have towards those people, that's because we have forgotten where we came. He has become one of the top leaders within the Teamsters. Why? Because somebody knows that this man has the courage, the heart, the vision to make sure that he takes his organization as to where he's gone. Taken it before when he was just an agent, and now where he can make a big difference out there. Ron, es un placer para mí estar aquí hoy contigo. Se puede decir muchísimas cosas de ti. Eres una persona que sigue el legado del señor Bert Corona, debido a que tienes esa misma pasión en ayudar a la gente, en buscar el reconocimiento que merece la gente para la cual trabajamos. El poco tiempo que puedo decir, porque no puedo decir que son muchos años lo que nos conocemos, pero sin embargo, lo que hemos trabajado juntos, hemos llegado a trabajar en una forma victoriosa en lo que buscamos hacer, y por eso es un orgullo para mí decir que eres un amigo, eres un buen líder. Es por eso que tienes ese rango de que te da la internacional, debido a que saben valorar el tipo de persona que eres. Y para mí, como otro trabajador, como lo que dije ahorita, somos simplemente un orgullo que se nos da.
Neighbors are not that shy, but they're very humble. One thing that they did forget to mention is that Ron is also one of the most influential labor leaders in the United States, and is probably the most influential Latino leader in the United States. Very influential and very helpful for our communities. So it gives me great honor to present the award, the 2015 Bert Corona Award, Leadership Award, to the Secretary-Treasurer of Local 396, it's got several titles, of the Teamsters International Vice President and Director of the West Division, to Mr. Ron Herrera.
I've been battling a little bit of bronchitis, so I'm going to keep this short, or else I'll start coughing for about 5 minutes and speak for 30 seconds. But I want to first thank Angelina, and the entire Corona family. I do appreciate and am honored for this award. I want to thank Hermandad Mexicana for giving me the opportunity to stand up here with, in front of the legacy of such a great man. I made a commitment to you last year that I would be here, and believe me, bronchitis wasn't going to keep me home, and if I had pneumonia tomorrow, it was well worth it, believe me. I just wanted you to know that. But I want the Corona family to know something from my heart. What I believe is that I will not disgrace this award. I will not disgrace this man's name, because he influenced me during the Chicano movements in the 60s. I just didn't learn of Bert Corona last week. When I was 14, 15 years old, I would read about him. And a lot of us back then, were looking for leadership, as our youth is today. And he was extremely influential, because he taught us one thing, right? Or the principal thing that he taught us. And that was courage. Because even though you have a collaborative, even though you have a coalition, without courage and principle, we have nothing. Everybody in this room should understand that we have expectations from Bert. We have to make commitments to Bert, whether you're in business or whether you're in the legislature. These commitments and expectations are tough, right? But we have to live by them. And that is a commitment of honesty to our people, of loyalty, and to understand that we can never forget where we came from. We cannot, become one of the forces that actually fights against us. Malcolm said, don't be fooled by those who look like us, but think like the oppressor. And I've always remembered that. And it's something that we all should remember, because if there's a commitment that we should make today, that's to help the underprivileged. Bert fought for inequality. Bert fought for police brutality, for immigration rights. You could put him in a time capsule, bring him out tomorrow, and those are our struggles today for our people. And if we accomplish anything from tonight, we move his legacy forward with courage and commitment. Thank you very much.
Okay, this comes to our conclusion. Pepe Casillas, the co-executive director of Hermandad, would just like to say.
Nos vamos a querer toda la vida. ¡México! ¡Viva! ¡Y que viva Hermandad Mexicana!
¡Viva! Gracias.
Gracias. Ah, no, eso ya no.
Thank you. I